Alright guys, it's very important that we look at where we are in Boruto Naruto Next Generation's manga. We are at chapter 15 and finally we have started to see some critical information about what the series is about. Now the previous chapters, and I'm speaking mainly about the anime as well, was mainly things that we've seen already one place or the next, and we're not quite certain where the anime will go, where it will develop, and how fast it will be paced, because if it continues at the pace it's at, then it will certainly catch up to the manga before long. However, let's take a look at where we are. Now in the anime, what we're looking at is the Naruto Gaiden arc, and after the Naruto Gaiden arc we have the movie arc coming, and we might have some Mitsuki backstory. We don't know. We'll have fillers in between, but we're not certain exactly what they're going to put into before we get into the meat of what's happening in Boruto. And this is important because we have one chapter per month, and by the pacing that I've seen, one chapter is roughly 2 episodes. And that's being generous. So what does that mean? It means that somewhere along the line, they might have to start releasing chapters on a bi-weekly basis, that's 2 weeks. Or they're going to have a whole lot of fillers, a whole lot of backstories stretching over 3 or 4 months. But the reason why I brought all this up in the first minute or so of this video is because it's something that I want to talk about for a bit. It's important because this is where we're going to start to see if it's worth it to start watching Boruto. Is Boruto something that we want to see? Many of us who are watching Boruto have seen Naruto and decided that, you know what, Boruto, I'll give it a try. Many people have seen Naruto and said, you know what, I've seen Naruto, I don't need Boruto. Many people have seen Naruto and seen Boruto and be like, well, Boruto is not worth it. This is where we start to see where Boruto is, because this is where we'll get new information. This is where we'll start to see the work of the mangaka. I don't remember his name at the moment. We'll start to see his vision for Boruto coming out. Now, the first bit of information that we got here was something that we've been waiting for some time. In the anime, we started to see Boruto's Jogan, that's his eye. I made a video on it. It's not very detailed compared to what I've seen elsewhere. But if you want that video, it's linked in the description or it's on my channel somewhere. It's entitled Boruto's Eye, All We Know About It. So we spent the first few episodes learning about Boruto's eye. It's not something that we've gone too deep into, given that we don't know everything about it. We don't even know its name. It's speculation that it's called a Jogan. Now, it's arguable that it's been confirmed that it's a Jogan, but you know what, I don't care. The next thing that we also needed to see was Boruto's curse mark, and that was revealed today. Now, the idea here is that you can look on screen and you can see both things. The idea here is that before we get to fight Kawaki, we needed these 2 conditions, among others, to be confirmed. Now, there have been numerous theories out there that Kawaki might be Iwabe. It might be Ichiraku Ramen because McDonald's is in town, I don't know. But I am not a fan of the theories that Kawaki is somebody that we've seen before. And I'll tell you why. In the start of the first episode of Boruto, we saw Boruto talking to Kawaki like it's someone he knew really well. Much like Naruto would talk to Sasuke when Sasuke was very evil, going around causing trouble for everyone, and Naruto wanted him to return to the village and be the nice guy. And why am I saying this? I don't think that Boruto is going to follow that same path. No, not one bit. The reason is it wouldn't be fair for us the viewers and for the mangaka to follow the blueprint that was left behind by Masashi Kishimoto for Naruto. It's not fair for us to get a Naruto 2.0 in Boruto. And for that reason, I don't think that Kawaki will be someone that we've seen already. In fact, in this chapter, we saw the new Akatsuki. Now, the new Akatsuki is not the new Akatsuki. It's never said in the chapter that it's a new Akatsuki. But based on their role that we suppose they will play as antagonists and very important antagonists to Boruto's protagonism, it's fair to say that they're what we would consider the Akatsuki of the Boruto world. So that's a fair assessment, that's a fair name. And the reason why this is important to me is because I've been waiting for them to show up. I did not want remnants of the Akatsuki to remain. In fact, when Naruto Gaiden was on and Shin was a part of the Akatsuki, I wasn't too happy about that. Now, what does this all have to do with Boruto's curse mark and Kawaki? I think that Kawaki is the leader of, and this is interesting. I think Kawaki is the leader of Kara, and it's pretty much been confirmed somewhat. It's been implied heavily that Jigo, I don't remember his name, but there's a guy with a J name, Jigi, Jigiri. I'll call him Jigiri for now, but his picture will be on screen. It's been implied that Jigiri is the leader of Kara, and based on how they speak to him and how he's the one sitting, everyone is paying attention to him, he's the one leading the proceedings of the group. It's fair to say that he is the one that's in charge. Now, how can he be Kawaki? He's not. In fact, he is just the one who is acting in public for the leadership. Much as how Pain was acting in the public for the leadership of the Akatsuki, though the leader was in fact Obito, and we haven't seen Kawaki as yet. The way that I think we'll see Kawaki in the future is in a way much to how Naruto met. I'm gonna think about this and tell you his name. Hakomaru, the ice guy from Zabuza's group. Like they were training, they become friends without knowing too much about each other. Something like that. That's how I think Kawaki is going to become friends with Boruto, by some mere accident. Now, this isn't very important right now, but this theory can also change given more information in the future. Now, in this chapter, there was a few things that also stood out to me. I'm pretty happy that Misuke finally confirmed that, you know what, that Orochimaru is his daddy. That's good to know. That was very relieving. Now, the next thing that happened is that Sasuke is in the village and he is the one who learned about Kara. Now, this is what has been on my mind since I've been doing the live reaction. I mentioned nothing about it because I would rant about it for a bit. The idea that I'm getting here is that Naruto and Sasuke will both die somewhere along the line in this series. Now, I do not want that to happen, but it's not my series. Now, if that were to be the case, here is a very good scenario onto how Naruto and Sasuke would die. Let's say that Sasuke leaves to go investigate Kara. On his way investigating Kara, he comes across powerful enemies and he can't defeat them. Naruto knows something is wrong and Naruto goes to intercept and try to offer support to Sasuke. However, their main goal was to get to Naruto. Naruto leaves the village, Kawaki invades, they kill Naruto, Sasuke comes and saves Boruto and everyone just from Kawaki. Kawaki isn't as strong as yet, or whatever. The idea is that they wanted to get rid of Naruto because Naruto is the one that has the 9 tails, and we all know what the 9 tails mean for the space curvature. And the space curvature is something that Momoshiki and Kinshiki were talking about that they needed to fix on Earth, and we all know what that means for the Osutsuki clan. Now, I'm also beginning to think that there were more Osutsuki, and the guys from Kara are those guys who specialize in killing them and harvesting their energy. I'm pretty much talking out of my ass here, but the idea that I'm really trying to get at is that if Naruto and Sasuke are really supposed to be killed, then this is a perfect way for the author, the mangaka, to get it done. Introduce a powerful group, someone who on an individual scale they may not be stronger than Naruto or Sasuke, but in a collective unit they can. Much like how not one Akatsuki could beat, let's say, Jiraiya, but in a group they could beat Jiraiya, for example, like Pain. Something similar to that. So it's an all-out slugfest, 1 versus 3 or something like that. Naruto and Sasuke are strong, they fight and they win. Now, I don't want Naruto and Sasuke to die, but I'm just speculating what this might mean. So the idea here is that Kawaki has something to do with Kara, in my opinion. Now, I don't know Kara's motives, I don't know Kara's goal. I will not speculate on something I know nothing about. The only reason why I've been talking about Kawaki and Kara is because this has been something I was waiting on for a while to happen, something I was waiting for to be revealed, because I think it's very important for the way the story will develop. The other reason why this is also important to me is because in any series that you have, the character development normally stems from personal growth or some external problem that the character or the main character needs to overcome. Much like with Naruto losing his parents at a young age, his character development was hinged mainly on how he would cope with that. Similar to Sasuke and how he would cope with friendship, stuff like that. So That's it, guys. This hasn't even been a review for the chapter. I barely talked about the chapter, just things about it that really mattered to me going forward in the series. I have ranted a lot, and many things here might not be accurate, but I'm trying to get my thoughts across on what I think might happen in the series going forward. Now, it's very important what's going to happen in the next chapter. I will not speculate, but I'm pretty sure that Naruto will have to get ripped off the Kara. Guys, Sasuke is going to tell Naruto about the curse mark that Boruto has, and that's perhaps where Naruto will start to pay more attention to Boruto. Now, the idea that I'm getting at is that in the next 3 chapters, we are going to have something that's going to set the foundation for a very good or a very bad series. It's not too late for the series to go bad. It's not too late for the series to go good. The next 3 to 5 chapters will determine that. So thank you guys for watching. This has been my review of Boruto manga chapter 15. It's funny that the manga has less chapters than the anime at this stage. We're at episode 20. Yeah, we have 21 coming out in a day or two. So yeah guys, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it.